After a record-breaking NFL wildcard weekend, the divisional round wasn't too far behind it. We got 2 overtimes and a lot to talk about, so let's get right into it. Let's talk Bills, let's talk Broncos. 33-30 overtime comes all the way down to an absurdly controversial Josh Allen rip downfield. It was stripped out of that wide receiver's hands, and it is ruled a interception. Here's the clip if you have not seen it already.
All out. They pick it up, and they go deep down the field, and the pass is caught. No, it's McMillan has the football.
And there's arguments to be made, heavy arguments to be made, especially when we get to the Patriots-Texans games and the Rams-Bears games. There was a lot of calls that were extremely similar to what went against the Bills that actually went for the offense in the games that were literally 24 hours the next day. But on top of that, Josh Allen, not a miserable game, but at the same time, he still tries to play this backyard football style, pitches the ball here and there, lost the ball a few times. It didn't murder Buffalo in their offensive momentum, but it was pretty close to it. Still threw 2 interceptions, counting obviously the extremely controversial one. Bo Nix does an incredible job of rallying this Broncos team, sitting at 279 yards, 26-46. They are not afraid to use Bo Nix. And I will say this, as a Georgia fan in college, watching Bo Nix go from Auburn to Oregon, I personally didn't see this. I didn't think he had it in him like this. But Bo Nix is the leader of this team, and it really does suck that he will be injured going into the conference championship. It's huge for Broncos fans. But Buffalo found a lot of success moving the ball down the field. James Cook, 24 for 117, had no issues, former dog, by the way. And even on the receiving side of things, Dalton Kincaid, 83 yards, Shakir, 75, Davis even getting involved, 33, Dawson Knox, James Cook. Like, this team has nothing but raw talent. The Bills have the pieces. They have the veterans around this team as well, more specifically talking about Brandon Cooks. But coming out of this game, there's a lot of questions and a lot of blame to be pinned around the Buffalo camp, and I don't think Sean McDermott being fired was the way to do it. That came as a complete shock to me today as of January 19th, but in terms of where do you pin the blame, I think there's a wide range of what you can look at. Yes, Josh Allen, it has not been his fault in the past for Buffalo, but he's playing too rambunctious. He's playing too backyard to try and win a playoff game and push this team to the level of professionalism that they haven't showed yet. Not to mention of that professionalism, 33rd overall pick Keon Coleman.
Saw the trouble, got a flag down, shakes off a hit, goes to the end zone where it's dropped by...
Keon Coleman has not had a great season. 38 for 404, 4 touchdowns, and averaging about 10.6 a catch. And as great as the back half of that might sound, he really hasn't attributed to much of the Bills' success. He hasn't done much for this team. Now, granted, Keon is still 22, but he's been on this Bills roster for 2 years now, and I still haven't seen a level of production that I would be comfortable with, especially using the very first pick of the second round on. He was supposed to be the superstar that the Bills, I think, really wanted to develop alongside Josh Allen and be not only a reliable target, but to be the future of this Bills offense. Well, and obviously you have James Cook as well, who's been on the team for a little bit longer, and he continues to just get better and better. But for Keon specifically, he is not who I want to put all the blame on, but I think the first piece that needs to move here, Buffalo, I don't think Sean McDermott was the one who should have gone. And on the Broncos side, RJ Harvey continues to look impressive. Now, I know the rushing stats may not show it, being 6 for 20, but out of the backfield, RJ Harvey is a weapon. He is dangerous. He was the 3rd best receiver on this Broncos roster, and he has really been a wild card for this team throughout the entire season. So even though the Broncos may not be as deep as the Bills on offense, just an incredible game for that side. On the other side of things, this comes back to what I was talking about with Josh Allen's kind of backyard play style. This will not work. 3 fumbles in the divisional game. That absolutely cannot happen. You lost 2 of them. And not even to mention that James Cook had a fumble loss as well. So Buffalo didn't give the game away. I mean, they were still very much in it, and I think unironically should have won it, obviously, for that controversial interception towards the end there, but you can't play this way if you're Josh Allen and expect to win games. It just doesn't work like that. On the defensive end, this Denver defense, people want to talk about Seattle, and that's fine. You can talk about Seattle. We're going to talk about that game in a second. You talk about the Texans. Talk about those defenses. But this Broncos defense, one that has been in the top 3 to 5 defenses of the last few years, only continues even when they have to swap pieces in and out. On the front line, I am extremely impressed with Alex Singleton and...
Let's break down its pronunciation. Ta. La.
La.
No.
No.
Uh.
Who.
Fawn.
Fawn.
Ga.
Gah.
Repeat after me.
Regardless, you cannot sleep on the Denver defense, even though, again, they get overshadowed. They are incredible, and they also did come out with those 2, of course, interceptions. That's also without Pat Surtain having to get too involved on that side of the field, but they also didn't throw to him too often as well. So Denver barely makes it out of this Buffalo game with a win, and we'll have to see, what does Jared Stidham have in the tank going into the conference championships?